Welcome to Aired Out, brought to you by Capitol Showplace Montpelier and Paramount Theater Barrie. At FGBtheaters.com, CW Print and Design in Barrie, at CWPrintDesign.com, Peak Entertainment, PeakDJ.com, Cruise Planners, your land and cruise experts. In Vermont, CruisePlanners.com, Donnybrook Fight Promotions of Williamstown, CBDCrave.com. Presented by CVTV, Public Access Channel 192 and 194, CVTV723.org, Fontaine Forestry and Millworks, Route 14 East Montpelier. Custom orders, rough, kiln dry, plain, tongue and groove, or shiplap. FontaineMillworks.com and Fly on the Wall Productions. Now, let's get aired out. Well, here we are on a, what day is it, Tim? Is it a Wednesday yet?
Hump
My
day.
God. Happy Hump Day, everybody. Wednesday afternoon, our broadcast live on YouTube from the Central Vermont Television Studios with Tim Brick, my special guest. Hey, thanks to Fontaine Forestry and Millwork, East Montpelier, custom orders, rough cut, planed, tongue and groove, shiplap. They do hardwood, softwood, and talk about their talent and their level of it. It's amazing. Look at these tables, Tim. Are these incredible or what?
Love them.
We've got some gorgeous new wood tables in the studio, custom made by Mark Fontaine, which we appreciate so much. My presenting sponsor of Aired Out. So yeah, Tim Brick in the studio. Man, where do we begin, my brother? Here you and I are once again chatting. We got a chance to chew some fat a little bit a few days ago, but man. You got a busy thing going on right now, my man.
Well, now it's prime time. As I like to say, the summertime's time to make hay.
Yeah.
And as far as the Vermont music festival scene, and the season is so short up here.
Yeah. But you're getting out. You're getting out. You're still playing. You just did a show at Nectar's, right?
Yeah. This past Saturday, I did an acoustic duo thing with my pedal steel player, George Seymour. We're up there every few months, and it was a fun time. I knew we were going to have a fun night because I walked in and the opening band, we were the opening band. The headlining band was doing their sound check, and they had a fiddle player, mandolin player, stand-up bass, and so I was like, well, we'll go real good with these guys. And the Worm Dogs, that's what they were called.
Wow. Nectar's good time, though.
Oh, yeah.
Good place.
Yeah, tater tots and gravy.
Oh, yeah. Famous.
Highly recommend it.
So then you also had, I think you had a gig that was just canceled, didn't you?
Yeah, unfortunately, we were scheduled to play the Littleton Opera House Saturday, June 29th. And tickets weren't selling.
Yeah.
And so I got word, I believe Monday, they were concerned about the ticket count, and which made me concerned because that's how I pay the band. And
sure.
So I just because of that, I made the decision that it wasn't going to happen, and so I canceled the show. Unfortunately, it's just I'm in an area where my name wasn't known.
Yeah.
And it's
Littleton.
a music series they're putting on all summer, and so. And at the same time, I found out they were actually having the night before in town, they were having a free concert.
Sure.
And so it kind of really took away from that show, I believe, and just the fact that my name isn't well known up there.
Breaking into the Opera House gig is not always that
I should have
easy.
thought of it beforehand. When they contacted me originally, because they want to get a new set of some sound and some lights and kind of revitalize the Opera House, which I was all for.
Yeah.
And so they invited me to play, and of course I'm all gung-ho about it, and I believe I can take over the world if I have enough promotion.
Sure, of course.
But looking back on it now, I think it's something that I much more would have rather done a package show with a band that was known in that area, have them headline, and we'll come over and open up for them and get our name out there exposure-wise. So I'm just, as a band leader, you have to take a lot of things into account, and one of them is I'm not going to have, because we basically would have had to go, we go up there, we set up our own PA, our own lights, the whole production ourselves, and,
Yeah.
I'm not going to put my band in a demoralizing situation like that.
Sure.
And
It seems like you're always learning. You're always sharpening your edge and finding your
Hopefully.
way.
Well, there's a lyric in one of my songs. It says, "I don't know what's right till I done it wrong."
Yeah.
And that's basically how my life goes.
Yeah.
I seem to find every wrong way to do something. And then the last one is kind of like, well, this is all I got left. Maybe this is the right way. Some things I hit on
I can't
right off. But
I can't
not many.
remember what it was, but you were introing a song the other day, and it just it struck me. Do you remember what it was?
Well, I guess I don't know which song it is. I mean, I was playing a lot of the older stuff when I was playing that day, some older country songs.
It was something. It was similar to what we're talking about. That you're always trying to find your way.
Maybe it's My Heroes Have Always Been Cowboys, or
That might have been
I
it.
think it's an old Willie Nelson song, and it's kind of like there's a line in it that says, one step in back of, how does it go? Sadly in search of, and one step in back of their slow-moving dreams, which is basically how I always feel. I'm always trying to catch up to what I'm envisioning.
Yeah.
What I envision in my head for my career is miles ahead of where I'm at right now. When I go to see like shows at Higher Ground, and I'd love to be playing rooms like Higher Ground.
Sure.
And the Opera House here in Barrie. I'd love to do these things, really full production shows where you have good lights and everything, but I'm not at that level yet. And so I try to just do the best I can with what I can. And, I mean, one thing I will say that I can't get much better is my band. I got some top musicians that I play with, and, George Seymour on pedal steel, Scott Cornell on bass, Gary Spalding on drums. I mean,
wow.
And I'm also blessed that we've had a couple sit-in musicians the past few gigs, because my bass player's expecting a second child, so he's on hiatus right now. And, Tom Buckley has sat in with us. Chris Wright has sat in with us. Todd Gevery on drums, and Ian Kohler. And I've always been blessed to find really good musicians. And, they're far better than I am. I purposely want to surround myself with people better than I am.
Gary
Because
Spalding
it makes me
and Ian
up
are
my
just,
game.
Yeah.
Oh, they're wonderful.
Those guys are just
Gary's,
amazing.
I mean, yeah, if you would have told me as a kid that Gary Spalding would be backing me up one day, I would have said you were crazy.
Yeah.
But life is strange that way.
Well, I know that maybe the folks in Littleton aren't familiar with who Tim Brick is, but the folks in Barrie are, the Granite City here.
I'm very
I'll
thankful for that.
I'll still never forget when you did that show at the Barrie Opera, or the Heritage Festival, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that was a real good one. We hit it right with the weather and everything.
That place was packed.
Yeah, it was. I remember at one time I looked backstage and it was packed, and I looked at both sides and it was packed, and I looked out front and it was packed like all the way into the intersection of the downtown there. And yeah, it was a wonderful show. Well, definitely the Heritage Festival I love doing. It's always a shot in the arm for me, because
Sure.
it's a chance for people to come out. It's free.
Yeah.
So people can come out and see me.
Yeah.
In an environment. I mean, a lot of people aren't going to come out and pay $5-10 at the door at a bar. They don't go out to bars, you
Right.
know. And so that might be the only opportunity for them to see me. And but the good news is they'll have a chance to see me again, because I'm going to be there this year.
Excellent.
July 27th. I hit the stage at 7:30. I think I'm playing 7:30 to 9.
Is that the Friday night?
Saturday night. So
Oh
right
my
before the
God.
fireworks. I'll be the opening act for the fireworks, which is always a good time. I'm just, if the weather's good, it's going to be a good show. I can tell you that.
Well, I mean,
Excited.
look if the last one was any indication.
Hopefully.
Get there early and get a good spot on the lawn.
Yeah.
Right there in the park, because it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, especially if the weather's nice. Those outside shows are always weather dependent, I mean, you get the diehards that will be there in the rain, but if the sun's shining and it's
Yeah.
good temperature out, can't beat it. People just feel comfortable.
You got this beautiful Taylor guitar that you brought.
Yeah.
You gonna play us a song or what?
Sure, I'll play a new one.
Got it.
That's not off the album. This is going to be on the next album, hopefully. We'll see. I'm hoping to get in the studio maybe late fall to start recording the next CD. So.
And I should say, while you're getting your guitar, that Colin McCaffrey is someone who I would just love to have on Aired Out at some point. So
he's a great guy. I tell
Put
you,
a word in
extremely
for me.
talented. I certainly will, for sure.
if you will, tell him I want him on the show.
All right.
Colin McCaffrey.
There's a little tune called "One Step from Falling." Tied up and twisted, wrapped around your finger, a certified fool, signed, sealed, and delivered. I tried my best to leave you behind, but your love is a staying kind. One step from falling in love with you. My heart says wait, my body wants to kick it with you. One step from falling. Well, I walk these streets at night, just trying to get my head right. Well, it's a damn hard thing to conceive when your eyes won't see what your heart believes. One step from falling in love with you. My heart says wait, my body wants to kick it with you. One step from falling. Too many years of running alone. Too many years on this long, hard road. Oh, this long, hard road. One step from falling in love with you. My heart says wait, my body wants to kick it with you. One step from falling in love with you. One, two, three, four.
Yeah, man.
New one. We'll
Here
see.
we go.
One step from
All
falling.
right, so what's the deal with that?
Well, I got the little black book at home, and I always write titles in it, song titles that come to me. And about 4 or 5 years ago, I was going past a club, and I noticed on the marquee one of the bands was called One Step from Falling. And I was like, wow, that's a great song title. And years later, I started writing a song about a friend of mine who kind of is in a situation that's described in the song, and I was going through, and I found that title, and I said, "Well, let me see if this works."
Wow.
On it. So I kind of I had the chord progression, and then I had the title, and I had the story I wanted to tell. So I kind of just worked it from the inside out.
Do you prefer playing acoustically or with the full production of the
Oh,
band?
I need them both. I need them both. I start playing the full band's a different animal, and I really get off on it when everything's working like it should.
Yeah.
And you're hitting stuff, and you don't even have to think about where the person's going. You know they're going to be there for you. But then again, I get, if I do that too much, I get jonesing on just sitting down and doing an acoustic gig, which I like because it's more intimate. I feel I can get into the storytelling a little bit more. And there's stuff that I can do acoustically that I couldn't do with a full band. I could, but I don't think the crowd would be. I don't think the setting would be as good as it is acoustically. You know.
What's up with the new album?
Well, I'm working on it right now. I'm just writing. That's one song. I got another one going. It's brand new actually, and it's kind of a state of affairs, so to speak, on the world. And so, I mean, I got probably about 2 or 3 more that are like in the process of getting done. Yeah. I've actually, I'm just coming out of a writer's block, which is good, because I'm just so busy, because I book the shows, I design the flyers, most cases I hang the flyers. That's one shout out I got to send to my merch crew, Amy and Randy Gratton, because they're started to help me out big time, hanging up flyers and selling my merchandise and just coming up with ideas to kind of assist me. And so I appreciate that. But, up until that point, I was 100%, do it yourself. Besides Leonard Osterberg is my website guy too, and he does a tremendous amount.
Yeah, Lenny's cool.
Very good guy.
And CW Print, one of my sponsors.
Yeah, I've always gone to Copy World. See, that's how old I am. I call them Copy World still. CW Print. I've used since they opened. Yeah. I remember where Domino's Pizza is. Sure. That's where they used to be.
Yeah.
And I remember going in there, and I just recently started using PDF files that they've been requesting me for about 10 years now. So it took me a while to find that option on my program. I was like, one day I was like designing a flyer. I'm like, oh yeah. And I've been telling them for like 10 years. I'm telling you, the program I use doesn't have that on it.
Wow.
Whoops.
We have to take a minute and give a shout out to some of the radio stations in the area that have really backed you up and supported you and given you a chance to showcase your music, which not everyone has. And there's a couple of stations, including one that you were just on the morning show this morning.
So, yeah, in the morning I went up to St. Johnsbury. I was on 105.5 Kicks with 1X. I learned that makes a big difference. And he was great, actually. He called me. I got a phone call Friday night.
Who is this now?
His name is Mike Plow. He does the morning show up there. Young guy. And I thought it was, one of those. I never answer a phone number I don't recognize. I thought it was a scam.
We were just talking about that.
So I didn't answer it, and then I got a voicemail. I was checking it, and it was this guy. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm from Kicks 105, and these people were out handing out flyers, and they handed one to me, and they said, this is the type of music that you should be playing on your station. And he's like, so I went home, and I checked you out, and he's like, you know what? They're exactly right. He's like, I'd like to have you in sometime this week. And so it actually, I went up there and co-hosted the show with him for 2 hours, and he played a couple songs off the CD. I performed 2 songs and read some sports and some news. And
I have fond memories of doing that with you.
Yeah, I was telling him about you actually. Back in the day when we were, on Froggy, and
just hanging out for
oh yeah,
a couple hours
and,
every now and then. It was so good to do that.
it is.
Yeah.
I always say DJs are a lot like musicians. They put in an incredible amount of hours for very little pay, and because they love the music. And that's exactly what us musicians.
Yeah.
So we do share a symbiotic relationship in that sense.
That's right. And the connectivity with the audience, too.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So Kix helping you out. Radio Vermont group, my God.
Oh, yeah, big time. WDEV, WLVB. I mean, I always hear people that come up to me. I get text messages.
Right.
People will come up and be like, "Oh, I heard your music on LVB coming into work this morning, and I hear it on Jack Donovan's show or on Pitt's Quatrain show in the afternoon."
Yeah,
and,
man.
Yeah, and they've always been that way, and that's
Roland
I love
LaJoy.
DEV. Oh, Randy LaJoy is a great guy.
Roland.
And he's a Yankee. Randy.
Yep.
Roland.
Yes.
Yankees fan, so I like him.
That much more.
Yeah, I'm a Yankees fan too, so I ain't afraid to get real with Roland.
And OKO.
OKO too, yeah. Dan Dubonnet has been a very very cool guy. He understands kind of the trials and tribulations of Vermont artists that are trying out there to make it, and he runs. OKO is the big station.
Yeah,
and
right.
That's aptly titled that because they're kind of they're really restrained, I think, on what they can have as a playlist because they're a reporting station.
They're a reporting station, which means they're reporting to the charts, Billboard.
Which means they got their thumb right on them,
Yeah.
So they got behind me on a show I got coming up next week, July 5th, Friday, at the Old Post in South Burlington. And OKO came on and sponsored me on it, and they're going to have me on. I'll be on air with them Monday morning, July 1st.
That's great, Tim.
I think 7 to 8 with Wild Bill, and they're going to play a couple songs, and I'll probably strum a couple tunes as well. And I appreciate them doing that, because I know they're in a different situation than, like, say, WDEV.
Yeah.
Of course. WDEV is built around their connection with the community.
Sure,
and,
sure.
They can get away with that
and
more.
they can also get away with playing anything they want, anytime they want, pretty much.
And I can't forget WCVR either.
Oh,
out of
CVR, Randolph, yeah.
They were, God, when I was growing up, I used to love that station because they played 2 classics and 1 new one.
Yeah.
Which is a good balance for me as a listener. And then they kind of went underground on the AM for a while, and I think they're back on the FM now. And they support local music as well. And they've always been great.
I see the Sturgill Simpson shirt that you're wearing. Big fan.
Huge fan.
And Jamie Johnson. These guys are
real
icons
deal.
to you.
Real deal. Sturgill's got a new song out now called "The Dead Don't Die," and it's a lot of people, country purists, say Sturgill pushes the envelope, which he does, but he does it in an artistic sense.
Yeah.
He's not doing it to make money.
What was the story you were telling me about him? He was just won some award or something, and he was sitting out.
Oh, well, 2 years ago, might be 3 even now, he won the Grammy Award for Best Country Album. And so after he won the award, the CMAs came out, and they didn't invite him. So that's why I love Sturgill even more. He sat outside in front of the arena on the sidewalk busking. And for those of you who don't know what busking is, basically street musicians when they got their case open for tips and all that, and they're playing music. And in his guitar case was the Grammy Award for Best Country Album. And it was such a statement on the current state of affairs as far as Nashville goes. I don't know Nashville. I don't live down there.
You went through it.
But all I...
and you went through it and you played.
I did play down there. I was on
Broadway.
vacation, though, mainly. I'd love to try residing down there. I'd actually love to try living down there so I can get a better feel for the town. But the only way I have to judge what Nashville is what's coming through my speakers on the radio, and I just don't relate to the bro country and all that, whatever they call it now, the rap country especially.
What's coming through your speakers in commercial pop country is definitely not everything that's coming
Oh
out
no,
of Nashville.
that's right. And I found
Man,
that out
Yeah,
when I went to Texas.
there is some
Found out.
real.
That's how I found Sturgill.
Yeah,
I was cruising down. I was in Travis County, man, heading to Austin.
Yeah,
And I heard this song, and I was like, every time I'd heard the song, I found myself turning it up.
yeah.
I was like, "What is this, man?"
Yeah.
They said this was a guy named Sturgill Simpson. So I immediately went home and looked him up, and through him, I found Jason Isabel, Ryan Bingham, another guy that I really am getting heavily into is Whitey Morgan. He's got a band called it's Whitey Morgan and the 78s, and tours all the time. He's got a new album out, and he's doing it the old-fashioned way. And I almost had him up here in Vermont. I was talking to their booking company or management or whoever, and I wanted to bring him up for the Double E Theater.
Yeah,
in
what a great
Essex.
theater.
And it was going all right until I mentioned that I wanted to open up for him. And then, which is gets on another thing, speaking of aired out, that I don't like about today is he came back immediately. He's like, well, we've already got our own opening act,
Package
And
deal.
back in the old days, it never was that way. And because they might have had an opening act, but they'd always pick up a local too.
Yeah,
Because the artist knew that, well, if we get the local,
sure.
we can get a few more people in the door that might,
Sure.
and they can become fans of ours. And at
Way
the
it should
same
be.
time, they would give that local artist
Yeah,
a
no
chance
doubt.
to shine.
Of course.
And it doesn't happen that way.
What is it? All
much anymore.
branding? What is it?
I don't know. I mean, as far as like the tours, that's a standard practice, I guess. Other things like, for instance, I'm going to be on the Levitt Music Amp series up in St. Jay on August 4th, and I got an email and with an offer to open up for Ward Hayden and the Outliers. Their band that used to be called Girls, Guns, and Glory, but because of kind of the social stigmata that kind of goes around that nowadays with all the shootings and violence and stuff like that, they chose to change their name. But that's rare,
Yeah.
that you get an email asking, to be given an opportunity to open up for an artist, which I jump at. I mean, when I got offered to open for Dan Tyminski last year, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
Let me think. Yeah.
And that was Rutland State Fair.
Yeah, and actually, I felt bad for him because we had a great set. The band, I thought we played excellent, and you can find that actually on my YouTube channel. You can find some performance clips of about 4 tunes from the set.
Sky opened up, though, didn't it?
Oh, it did. As soon as we were unloading, you could see it coming, and it let loose, and it just deluged for like 2 hours straight. You had to cancel. They couldn't even take the stage because it was a danger.
Yeah.
So, but he was cool because he took his group, a small group, and they went up into the stands, and they did a little performance acoustically for all the people, which I thought was really good.
Wow.
But yeah, it's important for artists like me that are looking to get into the business and for exposure and stuff.
Sure.
To have those opportunities, and they're few and far between nowadays. The music industry is changing from month to month. It's really, with technology and the MP3s, the downloads, the streaming, everything, it's just totally ripped the guts right out of the music industry as far as record companies being able to make the money that they used to.
Sure.
There's no more, multi-platinum, 4 million selling albums anymore, and so now the record companies, they even dip into the artist merchandise sales now, which were unheard of in the past. But now they have what they call 360 deals. But it's kind of, they have no choice. They're looking for a way to survive. They got to make the money back that they spend on the band in the studio.
Of course.
And
always curious to know what you think or thought of the collaboration between Justin Timberlake and I'm drawing a blank here. Chris
Stapleton?
Stapleton.
Yeah, I
Yes.
didn't mind that because I like anything that has integrity, and I believe Justin Timberlake, over the years, when I first heard of him, of course, in the boy band, I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Were you impressed
But
by
over
that?
the years, he's developed into his own skin, and I think he's a legitimate artist. He's very talented.
Were you impressed?
I mean, it was good.
It was good.
It was good.
But you prefer Chris Stapleton
on his own?
On his own.
Oh, or or with his wife.
Yeah.
You know, they harmonize like angels together and stuff. I think sometimes it doesn't, like, I'll tell you one you want to see, Chris Stapleton live on Saturday Night Live when Sturgill Simpson came on, and they did a duet together. And I tell you, look that up on YouTube.
Really?
That's one heck of, or I can say one hell of a duo.
Of course you
on
can.
Here.
You'd say hell.
And, but when it's genuine, you know, when two artists are really, you know, I love Seven Spanish Angels from Willie Nelson and, of course,
Chris Christopherson.
No, Ray. Ray Charles.
Oh, yeah.
God, sometimes
Okay.
too many lyrics to remember. But those were two huge artists that had so much integrity, and when they came together, the song was magic, you know. And that's all I need. I just need integrity in the music.
Yeah.
And you know, I think one night I saw Zach Brown doing something with Chris Cornell and stuff, and you know, to me, that's just somebody looking to expand their market. That's it. It's not because they actually dig it, but I could be wrong, you know, because I'm up here in little old Vermont, passing down judgment on megastars.
Well, you've traveled a little bit, buddy. You spent some time in Nashville and Austin, Texas. But we are so lucky and glad to have you come back home to the Green Mountain State.
I'm happy to be back home, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. You've written a great song about that. But timbrickmusic.com.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
Twitter. Instagram.
I'm not on Instagram.
You're not on Instagram.
I'm considering it.
Holly, help this man out. Get him on Instagram.
Yeah.
At Barrie Heritage Festival, Saturday night is going to be one hell of a show. Cannot wait for it.
For all you people in the Northeast Kingdom, I'm going to be seeing you soon, too, because July 12th, I'm going to be up in Island Pond for the Friday Night Live music series. So
really?
We'll see you then.
Wow.
Definitely. I love playing in the Northeast Kingdom. The fans are great. They always support. When they like somebody, they come out and support them.
Take us out with a song.
Sure. How about, well, since you mentioned that one, we could do that one. It's called, this is my Vermont song.
Just got a text message here from Wayne Waters.
All right.
Saying that he's watching, so.
Here's one I'm hoping to maybe I can sell to the Chamber of Commerce if I can swindle my way into there. A song called Green Mountain Home. They say that home is where the heart is. And I believe that to be true. 'Cause each night I lay my head down, the people and the places that I knew come back to me. Climbing on up to the top of Spruce Mountain to look out over the valleys and hills. Sitting on the bank of that old dog river, waters run silent and still. The breathtaking beauty of the Northeast Kingdom, where stars shine like diamonds from heavens above. Sunsets in the islands are beyond compare. I just can't get enough. I miss my Green Mountain home. I wish I never had roamed so far away from the people and the land that I love. Those warm summer days, cool autumn nights, wintertime snow, muddy back roads, no matter where I roam, my heart will always belong to my Green Mountain home. The local track heroes racing the high banks on a hot July night on Thunder Road, casting your line into the water of a wild mountain stream that nobody knows. Sweet taste and syrup of those backwood maples, fresh country air out on the long trail. So much to remember, so much that I treasure. I long to be back there. I miss my Green Mountain home. I wish I never had roamed so far away from the people and the land that I love. Those warm summer days, cool autumn nights, wintertime snow, muddy back roads, no matter where I roam, my heart will always belong to my Green Mountain home. No matter where I roam, my heart will always belong to my Green Mountain home.
Aired out live on YouTube on this Wednesday afternoon, just after 4 o'clock. Tim Brick in the studio, Green Mountain home.
Thank you. Thank you
Man.
for having me. It's great.
Love it,
Had
brother.
fun.
Please come back soon. I want to have you in here either just before, if it's possible, your
Oh, the Heritage
your
Festival?
Heritage Festival
Sure thing.
performance.
Yeah, we could do that.
Or after,
Love to.
either way. But thank you so much for coming in here. TimBrickMusic.com
Yep.
is your website. But, of course, Facebook, Twitter, follow them, check them out, catch them while you can.
That's right.
Tim Brick.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yes. What's your YouTube? You really have a YouTube
yeah,
channel?
man. T Brick Vision.
Really?
Yeah. I'm hoping it's going to get like NBC. You know?
I got to do that. Seriously?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got my own channel. Yeah.
T Brick Vision.
T Brick Vision. YouTube.com/T Brick Vision.
I'm glad you told me
And we'll
about
come
that.
on up. Definitely.
Well, hopefully we'll get some more subscribers to you. And thank you for subscribing to Aired Out on YouTube if you have done so. And if you haven't, please do. We appreciate your eyes, your ears. I want to say before we sneak out of here, in just a couple of weeks, maybe even less than 2 weeks, Donna Sherman is one of my sponsors from Cruise Planners. She's going to be in here, and we're going to be chatting. Cruise Planners, your land and cruise expert. And
Nice.
let me tell you, we have been working diligently on something, mostly Donna, but we have been chatting on the phone an awful lot, and we've been cooking up and kind of something, well, it's a trip. It's a trip. We're going to tell everybody
Nice.
about it, where we're going, when we're going. I'll tell you that it's going to be somewhere warm, but yeah, man, we're still working out the details. But in the meanwhile, yourvoyageplanner.com is a great site to get on and check out Cruise Planners with Donna Sherman. She is local right here in Berlin, one of my sponsors, and I am just so excited about this. So she's going to be in here soon. She was like, JD, you let the cat out of the bag. I said, no, you're coming in here. We're going to do it together. So she'll be in soon. Thanks to my presenting sponsor, Fontaine Forestry and Millworks of East Montpelier, CW Print and Design, cwprintdesign.com, cbdcrave.com, FGB Theaters Thursday night. The premiere of Yesterday is going to be.
I want to see that movie.
It's going to be shown at the Capitol Showplace. I'll be there setting up around 5 o'clock. I'll be live on Aired
Tomorrow
Out.
night?
Is tomorrow Thursday? Oh, my God.
Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday.
That's tomorrow night, 5 o'clock.
Good thing I reminded you.
Thank you. 7 o'clock movie. It's going to be so much fun. Come on out. We got some goodies, and we're going to. If you saw Rocket Man and you saw what we did out there, we'll give you some free popcorn and some treats, and just get in line for Yesterday. That's the new movie that's out, FGB Theaters. Thank you for being a sponsor. We appreciate it very much. Donnybrook Fight Promotions, they're everywhere on social media and, of course, all over Williamstown. Rex Thompson and family, Peak Entertainment, peakdj.com, Fly on the Wall Productions, and, of course, CVTV, Central Vermont Television at cvtv723.org. Check them out and get the complete schedule of everything they've got going on this fantastic television station. Public access, we love them so much.
It's an important thing for the community.
Yeah, you bet.
It's vital, actually.
You bet. You bet it is.
So.
Yeah, no doubt. So Tony Campos and Abubakar and Sherilyn, thank you ever so much. We'll catch you next time. That's going to do it for Aired Out. Have a great rest of your Wednesday afternoon.